All right, Sarah and Dakota. Sarah and Dakota, where are you guys from originally? Sarah, you're from where?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis. And Dakota, you grew up where?
Oklahoma.
How would you describe your childhood, Sarah?
Pretty good for the most part. My parents were always together, but my dad struggled with drugs. And when I was 5 or 6, my grandfather molested me, which drove my dad into drugs, which, it was rocky a little bit. My mom was an amazing person, and she kept everything together. It's pretty cool.
You finished high school?
Technically, no. I made it all the way to senior year, and then I turned 18 and dropped out and then went to summer school. And then I moved away to Oklahoma and quit. And then when I came back to Memphis, he helped me get my GED, and I got my GED.
Dakota helped you?
Yes. Well, he pushed me to get it.
Got it. What kind of kid were you like in your high school years as a teenager?
Very shy, withdrawn, bookworm, teacher's pet, really good at science, reading, and all that good stuff. Sucked at math. But I was a very quiet kid, good kid, kept my head down.
And Dakota, what was your childhood like?
My mom had me when she was 15, and she originally didn't want me and tried having an abortion. And when that didn't work, she gave me it for adoption when I was 11 minutes old. And my step-grandmother and grandfather, my grandfather, he was a truck driver and rode motorcycles and stuff his whole life, and was kind of a manly man. And all he had was daughters and never got to raise a son. And so he took the opportunity to raise a son, and him and my grandmother adopted me. And we were broken poor for the most part. We kind of came up for me and her on different spectrums. And
You grew up wealthy, Sarah?
Upper middle class. My dad was a pretty good airplane mechanic at FedEx for a while until his downfall, and he got kicked out because he failed a drug test.
Oh, I see. So, Dakota, you graduated high school?
No. Actually, it was me and my grandma and grandfather, and my grandfather got cancer when I was younger and passed away when I was 14. And so it was me and my grandma, and I started working part-time. And so I was going to school 3 or 4 days a week and working the rest. And I was working for $20 an hour building fence on a farm, and off the table and everything. And I just got to thinking as a young guy that if I worked 5 or 6 days a week and didn't go to school, that I'd make a lot more money. And so I quit school at 8th grade and started working full time.
How was your childhood with your grandparents?
It was good. It wasn't bad. My grandma was the most loving person in the world.
She was.
Our entire town called her grandma, and she basically raised every child that she came across or tried to.
Oh, that's great.
She was a loving person. And my grandfather, he was just, like I said, a man's man. Didn't really take anything, or didn't back talk to him or anything like that. But I wasn't really beaten or anything like that. I just knew not to get loud or not to say anything wrong, or just be respectful, basically. He was, former Marine, truck driver, biker, just kind of a no-nonsense guy that you just showed respect to.
And you and Sarah met how?
Off of, at the time, it was My Yearbook. It was an online site, and it was intended for people to stay in contact after they quit school. And we just started. I was in Oklahoma, and I got back in contact when at 17 with my real mother, and then moved to West Memphis to move in with her to try to have a relationship with her. And then I met her when I was just online talking to girls.
And you guys have been together how long?
12 years.
12 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you're married.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We just said that we weren't supposed to get married.
So we've been together 12 years, been living together at least 11.
No kids?
No.
No kids. And how old are you guys?
I'm 29.
I'm 30.
So you guys have an interesting aspect to your relationship.
Most would say yes.
How did this come about? It's called cuckolding. Tell me how that came about. Was your relationship always this way, or did it develop?
Not always. It didn't start out that way, but it developed that way.
How did that come about?
Well, do you want me to tell you how we started? Or?
Yeah, tell me. You started out as a vanilla relationship?
No, not at all. We were never vanilla. We started out actually in the BDSM. I was really into the BDSM and like slavery and sub stuff and all of that fun stuff. And so we started out as he was my master. Like we went that they were that level. And my mom found out because she looked through my phone because she was very nosy, even though I was 18 at the time. She was one of those very controlling moms at the time. And she freaked out because she saw me calling him master. And she's like, y'all can't be together anymore. No, 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 you're never going to be together. So at 18, I left and moved into Oklahoma where we did that for a while. And then we got invited from one of his master friends to a big swingers party. And it was a lot of fun. So then we just started doing swinging. And then when we moved back to Tennessee, it was just easier to do the swinging, and because there was a bigger swingers community here than there was in Oklahoma.
So it developed into something different than Dakota being your master.
Yes. Slowly we stopped those swinging and then started doing like threesomes and all of that stuff, and then it turned into me pretty much telling him I'm sleeping with whomever I want and you're just going to sit in the corner and watch.
So you became the master, kind of.
I did. I am.
And Dakota, how does that sit with you?
I like it. I enjoy it.
You enjoy it?
Mm-hmm.
So what does this look like? I mean, Sarah will bring home men, or tell me what happens?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she'll bring home guys, or we'll go meet guys at like hotel rooms or stuff. But normally she just brings them home.
Yep. I like the comfort of my own home.
These are just random guys you'll meet?
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a black only preference, so all of them are black, but yes. And I've made them on websites, or I've given my number out to people and random and just invited them over, like a guy through a drive-through. I thought he was cute, so I gave him my number and he showed up that night.
And this happens how often?
I try to do it at least once or twice a week, but work, it's really hard.
You guys are both working?
Yes, we work full time.
Yeah.
But I do it every opportunity I can when I get free time.
Twice the past week.
Yeah, twice so far.
And Dakota, you'll sit in the room and watch?
To watch and record and stuff like that.
Really?
Or whatever the guys want me, if they want me to do stuff.
So what is your experience of this? Is it humiliating? Is it tantalizing? Is it exciting? What is it?
It is humiliating, but it's also sexy to watch a guy basically perform better than I can. It's almost like watching porn.
Do you think porn is what kind of led you into this?
Not really.
Being a voyeur? No?
Not really. So I think it went from us doing like threesomes and swinging into us both realizing that it was more fun if I was just watching and she was playing with the guys. And
you'll pick up different guys each time?
Well, I've got my regulars that I like, but yeah, I cycle through guys sometimes. Unless I find a regular that I really, really like, and then I'll play with him quite a bit.
But you're more closely bonded with Dakota than all these other guys, I assume, right?
Oh, yes. Most definitely.
You're not going to leave Dakota for somebody you...
Never. I will laugh at them and tell them, no, sorry. Not going to happen. You're going to take me, and then he's going to be there whether you like it or not.
And you have a sex life that continues with Dakota?
No.
So you guys don't have sex?
No.
Not in the traditional sense.
No, not in the traditional sense at all.
Oh, really? So, in Dakota, do you have sex of any sort with anyone?
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Mm-mm.
Where do you see this progressing? This is an unusual relationship, I would say.
I guess I have become possessive. It's mine. He's mine. I control what he does when it comes to sex and all that stuff.
Is that your personality, to be so dominant, be the boss?
No, it didn't used to be. It's because of him. I used to be very shy and not confident at all. He's given me a lot of confidence over the years.
And she's submissive to the other guys as well.
Oh yeah, I am submissive to my partners, but dominant to him.
It's interesting. So Dakota, you enjoy being the sub, as they call it?
Yeah. It's quite a bit of fun. It's because my whole life in jobs and everything, I've always been in power, or like the supervisor or something. And it's nice for somebody else to have the power and me not to have to worry about everything that's going to happen. I can just kind of go with it.
Oh, so outside of your home life, you're the boss typically at work.
Yeah. Yeah, we own our own business, so I'm the boss of our little company.
He likes driving a lot more than I do too.
And but at home, she's the boss.
Yes.
And you used to be the boss, right?
Yep.
Yeah. How is it different now for you?
Well, she controls every aspect basically now, and has the same control that I had. And I just pretty much ask permission before I really do anything.
Have you ever had like interactions with guys that just went bad, or are they always pretty much what you have planned?
What do you mean by
I mean, like,
bad?
does a guy ever have expectations that, like, why is there a guy in the room or anything like that?
No. Well, if I have guys like that, I'll normally just have him like sit outside the door and watch. That way he's still watching and everything, but the guy can be like, I'm not being watched. I can't really see, but he's just outside the door.
Is this arousing for you, Dakota?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yep. Yeah. Because I know they're more physically fit, or they're bigger or stuff like that. They can perform better, basically, I guess, in a physical aspect.
Yeah. So Sarah, all the partners you'll bring in, the African American men, how do they compare to Dakota as a sexual partner?
You want me to answer? Or?
Yeah, you can answer.
They're just a lot bigger than I am, honestly. Like several times bigger.
The black men are much more well endowed than you are.
Yeah, they're much bigger than I am. And it's just an aspect of, she seems to have more fun with them. She's louder. She seems to enjoy it more.
I was like, there's a reason I like doing it in my bedroom and not in hotel rooms. Doing it in the comfort of my own home and not in a hotel room where there's walls on either side.
It's interesting because obviously Dakota has evolved to a point where your happiness is more important than his pride.
Yes. A lot of men won't do that, and that's probably half
I would say
the problem.
99.9% of men won't do that.
That's a lot of problems with the world. Men need to be a little bit more humble and listen to their women.
Dakota, you're not feeling. I mean, there's humiliation. You mentioned that.
Yeah, there's humiliation, and I guess in some aspects it kind of makes me feel like less of a man sometimes. But in all honesty, it doesn't bother me that bad at all, because it's what she wants and she's happier.
Once you open your mind, it makes you more of a man. Actually, like you're great. You're a great partner to her. She's free to do whatever she wants. Her happiness is more important to you than your pride.
Yeah, and I get away with a lot of stuff that most people wouldn't, or guys wouldn't get away with, like buying motorcycles or buying stupid cars or spending money on stupid guns and cars and stupid stuff like that.
A happy wife goes a long way.
If you make your woman happy, you get so many more things.
And meeting African American men is not a problem for you? You just do it online, or how do you do it?
Mostly online, but sometimes I do it in person. That's what this whole tattoo means. It's supposed to symbolize I'm exclusive to black guys. It's a Queen of Spades. And what it means is that I am only exclusive to black guys. It's pretty much a, hey, I want to fuck you, or I want to have sex with you. Come, all you got to do is come and ask, and I will be more than willing to.
And that's what that tattoo
Yes, that's what the tattoo means.
means, really?
Yes, I have it on my chest so everybody can see it.
I would almost say that, like, even if we're together in public and a guy sees it, it's almost like a permission.
Yeah, it's
like
permission. It's like, come say hi.
Like you have permission to talk to her, flirt with her, stuff like that, in a way.
Are you guys thinking of having kids?
We've tried having kids since year 5 of this 12-year relationship, but over the years of just not using protection, all safely, mind you, I just realized that I just wouldn't get pregnant. And we've even tried like doing the whole planning stuff and having intercourse and stuff like that when you're ovulating, and just never happened, ever. Never even had a scare, not a once in our entire 12 years.
Are you using condoms with all your partners?
No.
No.
I don't.
And you're not worried about getting pregnant?
No, I'm not.
It seems like you're not going to get
We'd like to.
I would like to, but I've just never been able to.
You'd be okay if it was one of your other partners rather than Dakota?
That's what we've tried to.
Oh, that's what you're aiming for?
Yes, it is. If I have kids, I want it to be mixed.
Will you tell the father?
If I know who the father is. Yeah. I mean, I'm just like, we're not going to ask for child support or anything.
And we wouldn't want to hide it or
Kid will still be
anything,
his, but
yeah.
Be very open about that as well. I don't want them to have any responsibilities. It'll still be our kid.
Right. We wouldn't want to take anything away from them if they wanted anything like that.
That's true. In all fairness. I wouldn't ask for child support, though, like any of that stuff.
Right.
Because in the years we've been together, and with stuff I've done with other girls, I've never had any scares and never almost got a girl pregnant. And going to the doctor, they attributed it to, you know, my size and everything, and not being able to perform right or well. And then with her and the other guys, so it's just because at first we didn't know if it was me not able to, you know, get her pregnant, or her able to get pregnant. And then with the other guys and everything, it's both of us, I guess.
Yes, we both have problems, but that's okay.
We did what we horribly called a breeding party, and did like a gangbang where we, you know, we checked all the guys, had papers and everything for, like, you know, tests and everything. But the whole point of it was to have, you know, like 6 or 7 guys come over and all of them attempt to get her pregnant.
Increase the chances, pretty much.
She was ovulating.
And it never worked.
Yeah, I guess if you don't get pregnant after that, it don't really. And we've done the tests and everything. They all came back that she can get pregnant. So we haven't went and got the more extensive tests and stuff like that. But
it costs a lot.
All the initial testing all came back perfect. But
it is what it is.
Yeah.
We're happy.
At this point, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. It's not something we're going to try or not try for, I guess.
Right. I would assume that this kind of relationship requires really great communication and trust.
Oh, yes.
Between the two of you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you feel closer since this started, the relationship changed?
I don't think so. I think we've always been
No,
really
we've
close.
always been. I don't feel any different from the first couple years we've been together till 12 years from now.
And after you have an interaction with some guy you met who comes by and just does his business and leaves, you guys will talk about it afterwards, or you'll...
Yeah, he helps clean up, does all that fun stuff. Then we just pretty much, like, it's puppy dog. We cuddle, watch movies, play games. Just we're in a really good mood.
Shower and go back to normal
shower
life,
and go back to hanging out.
Or whatever we got going on.
And it's a normal, other than the other sexual partners, it's a fairly normal relationship, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, yeah. People would think it's weird that sometimes I'll have him just like wearing panties and stuff around the house, or I've gotten lots of people who've been like, you're cheating on him, you don't really love him, and all this shit. And it's just like, you just don't understand.
you think that's it? Just people just are too close-minded?
Yeah. I don't know how many times you don't really love her, or she doesn't really love you, you should leave her, blah, 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 blah. So you just don't understand.
In the past, when I would talk to girls, it would always turn to this weird aspect. We're going to save you from her and show you how a woman should treat you and all this.
I'm an abusive,
like, horrible
person.
You're not interested.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You're faithful to Sarah.
Yep.
Even though she's unfaithful to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My grandmother, who's now passed away, used to tell everybody that she's the only reason I'm still alive. Because I was into a bunch of like dealing drugs and hanging out with the wrong people, getting in trouble, you know, when I was 16, 17, 18. And then I met her and I quit drinking, quit smoking, quit doing everything basically. And just went straight edge to be with her. And then changed my life for the better to be with her. And
You didn't have a license until he got with me.
So Sarah's influence on your life has been...
Yeah, I'd had several vehicles and no license. Just been doing everything young and dumb, basically, until I got with her, and she was like, all right, look, we got to...
Like you get in trouble with the law and things like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had 2 vehicles that were impounded and taken in Oklahoma because I was driving with no license, and they just impounded the vehicles.
Are drugs a part of your life or lives?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Does that help with the sexual appetite?
Sometimes. I mostly for like the anxiety, depression, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
a lot of weed.
Yeah, smoke a lot of weed.
But nothing hard.
None of the harder drugs.
Because of my childhood or whatever, I've never ever wanted to do anything hard. Never even thought about it. I was 12 years old and I found my dad's crack pipe in the yard one day. And that, I don't know, it left a lasting impression that I'd never ever want to do anything like that.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we'll do eggs or MDMA every once in a while, and I really like shrooms, but that's the hardest we've ever done.
Mm-hmm. Sarah, do you think there was something in your upbringing, your childhood, that made this, work for you, or give you this desire to have all these multiple partners, and do it, outside of your relationship with your main partner?
I don't think when it comes to the swinging and stuff, but the more like darker, like the more sadistic and that kind of BDSM stuff, I would attribute to what happened when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what else. Like when I remember when I was younger, I was like, this isn't normal. So I guess that's the only thing that really stands out to me that could change or sway my opinions on what I
don't know
like.
if you can even imagine it, but do you think if the sexual abuse had not happened, that maybe this kind of relationship wouldn't be existing in your life?
Maybe. Or it wouldn't be to the extreme that it is now. But I'm happy with the way it is.
You guys are happy, and you're happy you're happy with your relationship?
Oh, very.
You seem to be. Yeah. And Dakota, do you see yourself becoming more active sexually, or do you long for that, or do you just no longer have an appetite for it, a desire?
I'm not sure, honestly, because it's still going down, basically. Because it was a lot, and then it's kind of just dwindled down to not really anything.
And you're still a young man, so you should have
30.
A strong sex drive.
Yeah.
But you have none at all?
I do, but
No, it's not to say he doesn't do anything sexual. He just doesn't have intercourse. I don't allow him to do that. Like, he's still, like, I'll make him edge and do all that stuff. But he just doesn't intercourse. And no other females. Like, I'm very possessive. He's mine.
Oh, so he's not allowed to have other partners?
Not unless I specifically say so when I'm there.
But he's made to watch you have all the kind of partners you want?
Yes.
You feel like that's fair?
In a normal relationship, probably not.
Yeah, so in a normal relationship, no, but in my relationship, yes, because it's my relationship and I'm in charge, and it's what I want to do.
And Dakota's cool with that?
I still talk to other girls, like text message and stuff like that, but I don't do anything with them. And that's just as fun for me. I enjoy it. I like the communication and the talking and the stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. What have you guys learned from this lifestyle that you've gotten into? Do you have any insights into relationships and love, and because you guys seem very committed to each other?
Oh yeah, always be open, try new things, talk about stuff. Like, if something's bothering you or you want to try something, don't be afraid to talk to your partner about it.
And if you are afraid to talk to him, you might not should be.
Yeah, if you are afraid to talk to him about it, then you should probably rethink your relationship and your
somebody
commitment.
you can't talk to about it.
Do you guys tell each other everything?
Yes.
There's no secrets. There's nothing that you're...
No.
Yeah.
If we want to try something, we try it, even if it's the most weird thing ever.
Like
I remember having a dream when we first got together about him peeing on me in the shower. And I was like, it turned me on to my dream and it sounded like a lot of fun. So it was like, I felt comfortable enough to go to him and be like, hey, I want to try this. It sounds like fun. And then we tried it and I realized, yeah, I like some aspects of it, but others not so much. And we just learned.
Yeah, she literally came to me and was like, I had a dream like this and it seemed kind of fun. You want to try it? Sure. It was kind of like the master slave stuff originally when we first got together. I was kind of into it. It seemed fun. But when you have a young woman say, you can do whatever you want to me, you can be in charge, it's like, all right, that sounds fun.
Hand you a whip. Be like, here, whip me.
Dakota, is it more fun being the submissive rather than the dominant in the relationship?
Honestly, it's the actions themselves. Like, where I would explain whether it's choking somebody or being choked, it's just the aspect of it. Like, just the added aspect. It's not really me doing it or somebody else doing it, if that makes sense.
Like he really likes sex, like the aspect of everything, whether he's doing it or he's watching it being done.
It's almost like
If that makes sense.
You're a connoisseur of
Pretty much.
of sex, it sounds like.
Yeah, so.
And your wife is the canvas, basically. How many partners have you had outside of this relationship?
What do you mean outside, like of me and him?
How many guys have you roughly brought in?
Brought into my relationship? Oh, yeah. I'd say what, 200-300 plus.
Yeah,
We've been doing this a really long time.
If it's 2 a week,
like it will depend if you count just the cuckold type stuff, or if you count everything we've done over the years.
The 2 a week was 2 guys each time. So that would be 4 this week.
Oh, so it's two guys at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, multiple. I've had sometimes on our anniversary before COVID, we would have gangbangs for our anniversary, and I would have 4, 5, 6 guys in a hotel room or at the house, and he would watch and film. And that was our anniversary gift to each other.
Our 8 or 9 year anniversary, we had 8 or 9 guys. Mm-hmm. Like the number of years we've been together, so many guys came over.
And these are all African American men.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you're always in the corner watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's funny because at first doing it or seeing it online, you would think like they look down upon you, but they all like act like I'm cool as shit and everything. You're so cool, man. You're cool as fuck. You're not like everybody else.
Because most partners would get very jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Or be uneasy with the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. A lot of men do.
Like before the pandemic, we would go to like parties. It would be like swingers, but it'd be all white girls and black guys, and then it'd be me and her, and it would be like 30 black guys. I'd just be walking around talking to everybody, and it'd just treat me cool as fuck, and just how cool it was that we were there, that I brought her there, or stuff like that.
What do you think most people that have vanilla relationships don't understand about what's out there, what they could be experiencing? It seems like you guys maybe have discovered something.
I think people take sex way too serious.
Yeah, religion and has made you think that sex is taboo and bad, and it's really not. It's just fun. And when you stop thinking of it as something you have to do, and just think of it as fun, there's a lot more you're open to do.
And it's not so much about controlling your partner
Mm-mm.
as it is about just enjoying your partner.
Yep.
And what they enjoy.
Yep.
Well, it's like, cause I consider myself a straight guy, and I don't look at other men and think they're, attractive or sexy. But if a guy comes over and wants me to do something with him and her, I will. Like, it doesn't bother me to do stuff with guys. It used to bother me quite a bit, but it's just fun. It's just sex. It's not like I don't know.
And when your dominant's telling you to suck dick, you suck dick.
I'm sorry?
Huh?
Say it again, please.
I said when your dominant tells you to do something, you do it.
To another guy?
Mm-hmm. To anybody.
So sometimes Dakota is getting involved with the other guys?
Mm-hmm.
Sexually?
If they're okay with it, yeah.
We just have to have open minds, I guess, right?
Yes.
Pretty much what they're okay with.
Yeah.
Like,
I get a mixed bag. It's like 50-50. Some guys are okay with it and some guys aren't. But we do whatever. So whatever the guy's comfortable with is what we do. We try to accommodate him.
and I don't really understand it, but some of the guys don't want me to watch, but they're fine with me recording. It's like they're fine with me looking at them with the phone between us, but they don't want me looking at them without the phone between us. So me recording makes a lot of the guys more comfortable because it's something other than me just being there, I guess. Or instead of me enjoying them being there, it's like I'm recording and stuff.
All guys are different and have weird quirks. You realize.
Yeah, and we joke that she gets other guys and I get motorcycles. Like, I've got 2 bikes. That's my passion in life is motorcycles.
You guys are both satisfied.
Yep, compromise.
Compromises. That's very important, is compromises too. You got to be willing to compromise or meet halfway. You can't be stubborn.
And I don't know if it had a lot to do with us changing from me being dominant to her, but I had a motorcycle accident in 2015 and was told there was a great chance I might never walk again. Like, it broke my back, neck, 8 ribs, collapsed my left lung, broke my collarbone was sticking out, broke my shoulder, my pelvis. They ripped my left thumb off. They had to surgically repair it. Like, the only thing that kept it attached was the motorcycle gloves I had on. I was escorting a funeral, and I was standing there with, you know, the sirens on and the flashers on, telling people to stop, and this lady decided she wasn't going to stop. And I spent, 2 weeks in the hospital, a week in the hospital?
It was a little over a week.
And this was 2015, and so I was 22, and being told you may never walk again at 22 was terrifying. And I don't know if I'd have made it through it without her, because there for a few years I was very depressed and couldn't do anything. It was like a year of me, you know, not being in a walker, being able to do stuff, and then a year of me walking in a cane, and then a year of me walking, you know, normally, until now.
No, see, we lost everything because of that wreck. I moved in with my parents and everything. It took us a while to get back up, but we did it.
And that's when a lot of the her playing with guys came in, because I physically was unable to for years, and we've always been so sexual that it didn't seem, you know, it wasn't her fault to have the accident, and it didn't seem fair her not to be able to do anything or have fun or enjoy stuff, just because I was, you know, hurt and everything. And I never saw it as, oh, I'm hurt and you're out going, you know, doing this stuff. It was just seemed fair.
But you're fully functional now.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the one, because the doctor flat out told me I'd never be able to ride a motorcycle again, because I wouldn't be able to hold it up. And 4 years after the wreck, she pushed me to get another bike, because I was moping around the house one day, and she was like, look, let's go to the Harley dealership. And I was like, why? We went down there, and I sat on one and just started crying. And then we bought it a week later, and it's just been, bought another one like 6 months later. And at one time we had 3 bikes, and now we just have 2. Yeah.
It seems like you guys have a great relationship.
Yeah. Because like the other girls like said that they'll be like, we're going to save you from her and give you what you deserve. I'd be like, this woman wiped my ass for years because I couldn't, you know, physically turn around. I was like, you don't get much more loving or devoted than that.
So you would, it seems like it's obvious that you guys love each other.
Oh, yes.
But you're just very open-minded compared to
Very.
most people.
Yeah, I say compared to most people nowadays, very, yes.
All right. Sarah and Dakota, thank you so much for sharing your stories.
Thank you.
Thank you
Very
for letting
fascinating.
us.
Thank you.